It is 2023 and I cannot believe it. Obviously the beginning of the year means New Year's resolutions, New Year's goals, and I am the same as everyone else. I set my resolutions, I set my goals, and I'm so good at them for the first couple of weeks, maybe month or so, and then it all goes down the pan. So today I'm going to share with you my goals, which I have written down on this Pokemon notepad. I need to put them in like a nice notebook, and I'm going to share my goals with you, and then I have to hold myself accountable because this time next year I'm going to be reflecting on my goals and see what I have achieved, and hopefully I've achieved them all. A few of the videos I've seen other people do of this, they have reflected on their goals from 2022. I didn't have any goals for 2022, mainly because I was pregnant. So my goal was to have a healthy baby, and I have achieved that goal, so that's great. So goal tick, but that was it. That's all I had to worry about. And you know, the usual goal of me learning how to do the splits, which has been my #1 goal for about 100 years. Wasn't on my list last year for obvious reasons, but it will make an appearance on this year's list because it's just something I really want to achieve. I feel like once I learn how to do the splits, my life will be complete. So it's my first goal. So I have sort of split my goals up into categories. Some of the categories do overlap, but I've got lifestyle, me, social media, food, family, and health. So like I say, the lifestyle, me, and health kind of all is a one category thing, but I've done some subheadings underneath those ones. So let's start at the beginning. A very good place to start. So my first goal is probably the easiest goal on my list to accomplish. It is to hand in a letter to my GP, self-referring myself for an ADHD referral. Does that make sense? Long story short, I think I have ADHD and I just have to hand a letter in, but due to many factors, one of them being ADHD paralysis, where I can't get off my bum and do something, and just I think in denial slightly that if I hand this letter in, then I have to go to appointments and things like that. I haven't done it yet, and so that is my #1 sort of me goal for 2023. And like I say, it's super easy. All I've got to do is hit print on my printer to get this letter and then go to my doctor's surgery, but it's just the getting in the headspace to actually do that. So yeah, that's my first goal. The second one is to sort out my appearance, and that sounds very extreme, but it mainly just comes down to making myself feel better about myself. So as a mum, it's obviously hard to get yourself up and ready every morning when you have little kids running around. I'm going to try making a priority this year to get up every morning and get ready, because I find myself just sort of wearing sort of very comfy old joggers, old jumpers, feeling very like bedraggled, but being okay with that, but it doesn't give me a good feeling about myself. So one big thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to sort my wardrobe out. I'm going to chuck out all the old baggy clothes that I've got that I just wear because of comfort. They don't make me feel very good. I'm going to get rid of all of those, put them in the clothes recycling, and then I'm going to give myself a challenge. I'm going to try and document this. I'm going to give myself a challenge of going to charity shops, because I don't like shopping new. Go to charity shops and buying bright coloured jumpers and clothes for myself and just getting ready. So sort of in the morning, haven't got to wear a full face of makeup obviously every day, but just to put a bit of makeup on to make myself feel better about myself, brush my hair, tint my eyebrows more, you know, just the very basic, easy things to do, which are achievable and would just make me feel good. And hopefully if I feel better about myself, then I'll be able to like do more with my day and not feel like a slob all day. Another one, which is a bit of a random one, is that I'm going to try and utilise the things I learn in self-help books. So I read quite a few sort of motivational books. I really enjoy listening to the Stephen Bartlett podcast about the CEO of your life, and I like reading books. The most recent book I read was the 5-second rule. And the thing is, I read all these books and I'm so inspired by everything, but then when it comes to actioning, I don't do it. So like the 5-second rule is literally as simple as you count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and when you get to 1, you are doing the action. So it would be me, for example, back to the ADHD letter, me going, right, I don't want to do this, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, print. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I've got my car keys and I'm on the way to drive to the doctor's surgery. But for me, in my head, I'm thinking I should be counting down to get myself moving, but I can't get to the counting down phase because I'm like, I'll do it in a minute. So a goal will be this year is to start actioning the things I'm inspired by, because I'm finding myself sitting down a lot recently and doom scrolling TikTok and Instagram. I think moving into the lifestyle / house goals, keeping on top of the cleaning in the house. I did start doing the organised mum method back in 2022, you know, way back when, and I love the organised mum method. It's such an easy way to keep your house clean, but I did sort of fall off the bandwagon a bit with it. I think just as things got closer to Christmas and just life started getting in the way, I stopped doing it, and I have noticed a big difference. And so I have written down on a piece of on a weekly planner, Monday to Friday, what needs to be cleaned, and then what laundry needs to be done each day, and like what bits in the bathroom need to be cleaned every day. For me and Sean both to see, and Sean will also help. He's not, you know, expecting me to do all the household stuff, but so it means that every day we know what we need to do. We're not going to be spending hours cleaning every day, but it means the house will be clean. So we're going to start that next week, because if there's a bank holiday at the beginning of January, on a weekday, then the year hasn't started until the next week when there's a full week ahead of you, because the bank holiday this week threw me off. So we're not starting any of our resolutions or goals until Monday the 9th of January. Another goal this year, which I think is fine, is easy to accomplish, is decorate my son's room. This is my son's room we're currently in now, hence the teddy bears. He is 3 years old and we moved house in May, and so this is his bedroom at the minute. And basically it's a nice enough bedroom, but it just needs, it's not got any sort of like character in it. We need to paint the walls, because obviously this was here before, the pink wall was here before we moved in, and it's all very white and beige. So I want to get some prints up. I want to paint the walls to being, I think we've got like a greenish colour to paint the walls, and yeah, just make it more of a fun room. So that's a job for this year. There's no hurry with this one, but we just want to get Ellis's room to be like a kid's bedroom. The final lifestyle / home goal for me this year is to really get into my head the rule of don't put it down, put it away. It's a really simple task to make your house as clutter-free as possible, but for some reason both me and my husband are so good at just going, I don't need that anymore, and I'll leave it on the side instead of just putting it where it needs to go. So yeah, it's something that both me and my husband are going to work on this year. Don't put it down, put it away rule is a really effective rule as long as you implement it properly. So that's a good goal for us for 2023. Social media, a very niche goal. I know not everyone has a social media goal, but for me, I have been doing YouTube for a very long time. But when I started YouTube, it was probably like 2010, and there's no footage of me doing these videos, because I started YouTube, I did it for about 3 months, and then I just stopped because I didn't understand what I was doing. Then I went away for ages, and we came back and we did the Disney stuff. 2016, so when we properly started our YouTube channel. And obviously it's been big changes. We've gone to Disney, we were a Disney mainly channel, and now we're sort of going into sort of the family route. And I love YouTube so much, but I find myself, I get lost very easily, and so I'll come off YouTube for ages, I'll come back, I'll go off, I'll come back, I'll come off, and it's just, I love YouTube, so I want to be able to carry on. So I guess a goal for me this year is to be consistent on YouTube. In an ideal world, I would like to be putting 3 videos out a week, and I know it is possible, but I just need to find the motivation to get up and go. I have it in my head to go, but my physical being sometimes will hold me back. So there's 3 videos a week. I have a plan, so I should be able to do it. So yeah, that is a big goal of mine, is to be consistent on social media, mainly YouTube and TikTok as well. So I have got a TikTok page. Yeah, I have got a TikTok page. It's very new, but I will link it down below if you're interested in giving me a follow over there. But I want to be more consistent on TikTok as well. Instagram, we're not worrying about Instagram because Instagram hates its creators. So I'm going to use Instagram as more like a blog. I'll post on it every so often. The amount of work I put into Instagram to get very little output is just a bit disheartening. So I'm sort of using Instagram as sort of an outlet for putting up a photo if I feel like it. I'm going to be more consistent on stories over there because I do really enjoy talking to the camera, but I'm not going to worry about Instagram too much because until they sort their algorithm out, until they sort their whole thing out, we're not going to worry about it. So social media wise, TikTok and YouTube will be my priorities, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Food. Well, this one is very easy. Pretty much keeping the kids healthy. My daughter is nearly 6 months old. As I say nearly, I mean like I think when this video goes up she is 6 months old, but it's just to start baby-led weaning again and to ensure she keeps her with a consistently healthy diet. And then down the same vein as that, my toddler who is 3, he likes beige food as 3-year-olds do. He eats fantastically at nursery. He'll eat red peppers, he'll eat raw carrots, he'll eat everything at nursery. If I give him any of that food at home, absolutely not, will not touch it. So we have been finding when he comes home from nursery, although he does have tea at nursery, so he does have a decent meal before he comes home, we still give him something. And we have been reaching for the Bird's Eye chicken-free dippers and chips, or Alpha Bites, just very much like a beige plate for him, and we need to nip that in the bud because it's obviously not good for him at all to be having all that beige food, greasy processed food every day. So I'm going to try and get him eating more adventurous foods at home. I'm not talking crazy, I'm talking like spaghetti bolognese here, but we'll see how it goes. But that's a goal for this year. And then as well for me and Sean, we want to be healthier again. We want to eat more whole foods and less of the fake meats, processed food type meals. Saying that, it is currently Veganuary and all the shops have all their new fancy fake meats out, so we'll start the healthy food for me and Sean in February when we're not, you know, wanting to try all the new amazing fake meats that are out. But we've got a Bosch healthy cookbook for Christmas, and also I've got about 1 million other recipe books in the house. I'm sure you watching this probably have loads of recipe books. They seem to be like, you really get excited by recipe books, you buy them, you make one recipe from it and you never look at it again. Well, a goal for me this year is to start using those recipe books properly, maybe even trying to like make things I don't like the look of, and maybe I'll surprise myself. So yeah, I think I'm going to try and maybe do some sort of challenge myself to start using my recipe books more to make more healthy meals. And then another food related goal I have, which I've been doing so well with, but it needs to be better, is monthly food shops and batch cooking. I'm so good at monthly food shops. I can plan for the whole month what we're going to eat and stick to it more or less, and the only issue we're having is that we don't batch cook the food. So it sort of defeats the purpose of everything, because obviously you want to buy all the food, batch cook it, put it in the freezer, and then when you want your dinner, you whip it out of the freezer and you're done. And the minute we're buying it and then having to make it in the evening, which, yeah, it means it's just time wasted, and when you want to just sit down and relax. So I need to start batch cooking. That is the goal for this year, is to monthly food plan as I have been, but batch cook the meals. I need to factor in time for that, because I don't know how it happens. I bring all the food back, gets put in the fridge and freezer, and then forgotten about. So batch cooking. With food comes the health aspect of things. I want to get back into my pre-pregnancy clothes. I'm not in any mad rush to do that because I'm wearing joggers every day pretty much. I've got no get up and go to do any sort of exercise, and I need to start doing some exercise because it's not good for you to sit around all day, obviously. So I do want to try and get back into my pre-pregnancy clothes, because then also it means I can start buying clothes again, because I feel like that's a big thing about me it's been holding me back for buying clothes, because I don't know what my body's shape size is. So I'm going to try and start doing some more exercise just to see if I can get back into those jeans, because obviously I bought all these clothes before I had Quinn, or before I had Ellis, my son, and I would like to wear them again. So let's see, that's a goal this year, to try and get back into them. Something which is easier said than done. I would like to wake up before the kids so I can start having some time to myself. I did the miracle morning for I don't know how long, a good chunk of time. If you don't know what the miracle morning is, it's pretty much you wake up at 5 AM and you just do some sort of like mental health type thing. So you'd read a self-help book, meditate, journal. I can't think of what else you do, but there's like 7 things you do, and exercise, that's one of them as well, just to give yourself a good start for the morning. So before you start doing anything else like life stuff, you have like checked in on yourself before the day starts. I won't be waking up at 5 AM, absolutely not, but I would like to wake up before the kids do. But having a 6-month-old baby proves difficult, because she wakes up when I wake up. She still wakes up in the night. Last night, for example, she was awake for 2 solid hours from midnight till 2 AM. So we'll see how we go. Maybe I need to factor in some time at some point in the day. I do see a difference in myself when I do spend some time meditating, and also I have my 5-minute journal which Sean got me for Christmas. A big fan of this so far. I've only been doing it for 5 days, but I'm a big fan. So I highly recommend that if you want to start doing some sort of journaling or self-reflection. They're not cheap though, I have to say, but so far I'm a big fan of it. I think maybe it's probably best if I just factor in time and don't think I can wake up before the kids, because if I could wake up before the kids, it'll be amazing, but I think that might be too much pressure on myself if I can't, because either I'm too exhausted from the night before or the kids wake up at the same time as me. So that's something I maybe should think about. And then a pretty optimistic goal, but I'm going to do this one. This is something that's really, really, really important to me, is I'm going to read 50 books this year. My last year's goal was to read 30. I read 21. So I definitely have raised the bar really, really high, but I really want to read 50 books this year. I've got like 1 million books on my Kindle, which I bought and haven't read. I've got, you know, books that my mum gives me because she recommends them and I haven't read them. And I just want to read more books. And so I've given myself the goal of 50. I've read 1 book so far and I am 15% through. And second book, I love reading and I don't give myself the time to do, but now I'm going to. Also, a way to sneak in the 50 books as well I have found, which is very convenient, is using the app BorrowBox, because you can download for free from your local library audiobooks. And so obviously I can also listen to books as well as read books. And so that has helped me. That helped me get to my 21 goal last year. Otherwise I wouldn't have even got anywhere near 21. So I'm currently listening to a book as well, which I've got, I think, an hour left to go. So once I finish that book, that'll be 2 books down and then only 48 to go. Oh, and the final goals are my family goals, and really easy. I mean, first of all, I want to have a good time in Disneyland. We're going to Disneyland in February. I can't wait. So I want to have a good time, and I'm sure we will, but that's a goal, just have a nice time. And the second one is really simple. Again, it's to do more things together as a family of 4. We do tend to split up a bit at the minute. Sean will take Ellis places and me and Quinn will go places, but we need to do more things as a group. As my Ellis will start school in September, so I want to try and get as much stuff done with him until he has to leave us. I completely forgot to add my vision board. So basically, I haven't bothered with a proper vision board this year. I have created a digital vision board. I listened to the podcast by Francesca Amber, The Law of Attraction Saved My Life, and she made the very good point that vision boards on paper are a bit pointless because it takes too long to find the images, print them off, glue them down, and it just takes too long. So she said to use a digital one, which I have done. I now have my vision board as I'm looking at my phone, as my desktop background. And so on here, I've got my little vision board here. And so yeah, so on here, I'll put a picture of it on the screen now. So I've got just a laptop which has content on, self-explanatory really. TikTok, I do really want to prioritise TikTok, and then below that obviously is a lady vlogging. So they're the 2 things I want to prioritise, TikTok and YouTube. Fingers crossed we're going to get to go to Disneyland California this year. That's something that I haven't mentioned in my goals yet because I just need to figure out logistics. But fingers crossed we want to go to Disneyland California towards the end of this year. And there's a silhouette of a family of 4. Having fun, leaping in the air. So that's obviously enjoying happiness as a family. Happy, obviously, again, self-explanatory. I would like to be happy this year. 50,000. That's a number I've got in my head that I would really like to achieve. And we'll see if it can be achieved. We'll see. That's just a number I've got. Success, again, quite simple, quite explanatory. And then the lady on the Peloton bike, we hopefully want to get a Peloton this year. Hopefully that will be a way for me to stay motivated to exercise and, like I say, get back into my pre-pregnancy clothes. So fingers crossed that'll come into reality as well. That's my vision board. Highly recommend checking out Canva if you would like to have a vision board on your phone. So yeah, that is my little vision board. Yeah, that is all my goals. It does seem like quite a lot when I've read them all out to you, but actually it's not that much stuff in practice. I just need to make sure I'm planning my time wisely and not just sitting and scrolling on my phone. And yeah, that is it. Also, a really good thing I think I'm going to have to start implementing with myself to train myself to get up and go and not sit, is to give myself sort of a goal. This is a tip I got from the 5-minute journal. Give myself, like, say, for 5 days I need to, I don't know, read for 20 minutes every single day. And if you don't do that, you have to do something you don't want to do. For me, that is, I'm going to donate £20 to a political party I despise. So yeah, I think that would be a good incentive to get me to get going and get things done. Sort of a bit like blackmail, but this is the way I'm going to be able to get things done, because otherwise I just won't achieve my goals. So yeah, this time next year, hopefully I'll be sitting here in a room that's been decorated nicely for my son, and I'll be telling you how incredible 2023 has been and I've achieved all my goals. So that's the plan. Do you have any goals this year? Please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what everyone else is planning for this year. Are you excited for 2023? And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up as well. And I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.